That's not the only decision that Arsenal has to make, because we might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves now, but between now till this coming summer, there's a lot for Arsenal to think about, because we've just seen in the January transfer window and what they've had to do to clean up a bit of a contractual mess when it comes to players of a certain age, getting a certain kind of contract, a length of a certain contract that's made them hard to move on. It's stuff that Arsenal needs to learn from and not repeat in future. And they've got to be a lot more ruthless now when it comes to players and their contracts, which brings me to this next part of our conversation, because I was just looking up the list of players whose contract ends in about 18 months. So I'm talking about June 2022, and there's quite a bit of a list here. So I'm just going to go through them with you guys. Alexander Lacazette, Eddie Nketiah, Sead Kolasinac, who's obviously now on loan at Schalke, Callum Chambers, and El Neni as well. I mean, when you look at the future of these players, who do you see in Mikel Arteta's long-term plans, Arman?
I would see only Lacazette and maybe Nketiah. I believe that if Kolasinac was in Arteta's plans, he would still be at the club right now, given the fact that Kieran Tierney is is proving to have quite, injury problems. So I don't think we will see Kolasinac again. I actually think just maybe Lacazette and Nketiah have a future at Arsenal at the moment out of those players.
The thing with Alexander Lacazette is he does turn 30, so if they do give him a big contract after this, you've got two strikers that's aging above 30, they've got to start looking at life beyond Lacazette. Wouldn't it not be a lot wiser to cash in on Lacazette at this point? This might be a very unpopular opinion, but cash in on Lacazette at this point when his stock market is still there, and perhaps invest in a younger striker that you can mould into your plan and mould into the future that you want, Arman.
Yeah, that would be a good idea as well, to do that. But I mean, you always need that experience. At the end of the day, Lacazette is a player that costs quite a bit of money to the club. So there's that, and then I don't know. Lacazette. I would prefer to see Lacazette for me than somebody younger with less experience. I mean, if they talk about bringing somebody like Haaland and this type of player, this type of caliber, and that is young and everything, I think it would be good for Arsenal, and then they could move on Lacazette. But I don't think they'll have the funds, and I don't see who they could bring basically.
What do you think, Stan?
Do you think? I think it's important to see who he's gonna add in before he actually let out, because I do think Lacazette have the quality, he have the ability to make the difference. He showed that before, so I think it's gonna be important who they can add in to the team, because I think if they add the right players around Lacazette, they can still see the best out of him. Same to other players as well. It's important to understand what kind of players they're looking at. You questioned it earlier about leadership. Do they need do they need better leaders? Do they need the same mentality? Mikel Arteta had the winning mentality. He wants to be in the front foot. Do they have to bring that type of players? Can Lacazette fit around these players? So I think for Mikel Arteta, rather than saying who I'm going to let out, maybe because you still have a lot of quality in those players. Lacazette is a very good quality player, so you can still use him as long as you add more quality and better players around him. Then we can see more of Lacazette as well.
Have we seen the best of Lacazette, or is there still a bit more to come, or do you think from here on out there's only one way from here, Stan?
No, we haven't seen the best out of him. We have seen signs of what he can do, what he's good at, what his ability are, and I think he can definitely. Don't forget, at the moment he plays with a lot of young players. You can look at through the midfielder. There's a lot of players, a lot of unexperienced players. So if you add better players through the middle, that they can bring the ball out of him. He's quick, he's creative, he's aggressive. So players like Lacazette will always find way to make the difference. And if they have the right players behind him and provide for him, I think we can see even more from him.